Mm, let's see if it's even up. Hold on. Okay, I'm just trying to find like the right like audio. I don't know if that's good or not at all. Hopefully, this is better. I have no clue. I clicked the wrong fucking option. Trying to make sure the stream is at least somewhat okay. Turn off my laptop. I forgot to do that. I do not remember how to do this. The fuck? Bro, I am tweaking. I forgot how to share links on Instagram. What the hell? I think I'm just tired. There you go. Okay, it worked now. It worked. Okay, things work. I don't know how shit this controller is. It it'll stop me from sprinting sometimes. I think right now it's the best it's being. These are not an efficient food source at all. These are like what they only give like I think not even two hunger bars. I think it's like a hunger bar and a half. I have so many of these though. But what I've been using them for is this. Just put them in a composter. Get get bone meal. Grow more trees. More shit for the farm. This is the worst farm I've had in a long time. But it's only because I'm prioritizing building. I prioritize all of this, which this is a fucking big project. I don't know how long it's gonna take me. I have ideas. Like at the moment, it at least needs to be like on all the way down to the main floor, and that'll be fine. But I have plans for it to go like way lower underground. Let me fix my mic position. That should be better. Yeah, I've just been prioritizing like building and digging this whole thing out. Um, because my plan, I'm stuttering. My plan is all the way down to the main area, and then up here is all like different parts of a house. I might build like a main thing up here, but I don't have a plan for that. So all of this, that's from this ground, like this level, all the way down to the bottom of the mountain will be all used. Like we'll have a layer for farms, a layer for just different shit. Um, and then my goal is to like keep going all the way underground, and then that'll become the mine. It's gonna take fucking forever. It's probably like the worst thing. This is gonna take forever and ever. I don't even think it's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be stressful. I think I've spent like already like not even 30 minutes, more than like an hour and a half on this. And then the shit has to go all the way down there. And of course, terraforming is gonna be a really big problem. That shit takes forever. I have no other ideas for what I'm gonna be building around these mountains. some nicer things for the aesthetic of it, more than functionality, just to build. I think functionality would probably all be like stored down just in here. It just makes the most sense. Oh, I need you. Come here. Come here. You can blow up. You can blow up. But not down there, because I'm not down there yet. I'm up to that later. I don't think he's way up, does he? Oh shit. Oh shit. I almost fucked myself over with that one. Come on, friend. Come up here. Need you to do a job. Come here. Come right here. I think I could tank you. That was amazing. Oh, I forgot about that. I also have a texture pack on, so the UI, it's a dark mode. It's less, or it's more gray, but it hurts less in the eyes. The hotbar or the XP bar is rainbow now. Um, nothing too much. I mean, there's differences between like certain blocks. Like I really don't know how much has changed in the texture pack because it could be outdated. But like I know, like this kind of changed some of the. I think it's dirt. The dirt has like pebbles inside, like randomized. I think the grass is different. I don't know if it differentiates between the grasses because Podzol looks the same. Yeah, I think it's just regular grass because you can tell. I mean, to me it looks way different. It's a lot more smoother, a little more texturized, but it still keeps that like very sleek detail. To me, it looks different between all of them. I think that's about it. 'Cause I really don't know what else has worked with the changes. Because sometimes texture packs can be outdated, so it'll like cancel out if it's outdated. So not everything will be how you wanted it to be. Okay, so granite bricks are a good thing. So that just changes polished granite and or other polished alternatives into bricks, which makes it a lot more better for building. Which actually I should probably use. That actually would not be a bad idea at all. That would work so much. Where's the andesite? I think it's only just showing me what I've quote unquote unlocked. The thing I have recipe unlocked on, or yeah. So each new like thing you discover just unlocks recipes. That's just like a regular thing in Minecraft. You can disable it. I left it enabled. I personally am not a big fan of it, but it is what it is too. Sorry, I have to like, I just have to like check back and forth between things for no reason. Just because I need to make sure that quality's staying decently. Who else is on? Oh, just him. Hopefully he's at his base. Oh. Go to You got a fish too. It always spawns me in there. He's not gonna. Alright. Another creeper. Another creeper. Now he's sleeping. God damn it. No one saw that. That did not happen. That could have been bad if I missed that. Okay. I need to move. Who's that on my way? This is again like this can take forever. Part of me is like I don't want to do it, but part of me is like I should do it. Did you fall? Oh, you fucker! I was gonna use him to blow this up. There is a decent amount of iron. I'll probably get that later because I have some. I had a lot more, but I think I died with full iron at some point. I lost it. I don't remember what exactly happened because I had a lot more than before. think right now, I don't think I have it with me. I think in my chest it's like about 20, 20 to 40 pieces of iron. Because I did go mining not too long ago. Yesterday, for not too long. One of the things I like about the mountain areas is that it's so much better for iron. I feel like even just in base vanilla or any base vanilla, at least on Bedrock, sometimes iron feels kind of scarce. But you go to the mountain biomes and there's like a shit ton every corner. There's probably some like somewhere down there. I think there might be some down here too. No, there's coal. But yeah, usually there's a shit ton of iron on the mountain areas. I think also in mountain biomes you find emeralds a lot more easier. That's usually where they spawn. It's a lot more common. One pickaxe gone. I had also went to like I went exploring real quick yesterday. I found a village that had, I'm not even kidding you, had like 3 iron pickaxes just sitting in the chest. So that was like free iron right there. That helped so much because I hate wasting iron on pickaxes when I don't have enchantments. I really need to get them breaking and efficiency on a pickaxe. I have a diamond pickaxe, but I'm saving it for fortune. But I need to go back to mine because I think I need 2 more diamonds and then I'm good. And then I can build an enchantment table. I have most of the things for books. Like that's perfectly fine. It's easy to do. Run of the mill. Like it's easy to get books. It's just diamonds take forever to find sometimes, which can be very annoying. Should have left that one block there. We shall make progress, even though this is annoying. When I first started this, I was like, it's gonna be an easy little build. Like, I got this. And then I started breaking stuff down. I started mining, and I was like, yeah, never mind. And also, like, this wasn't like all the way up to there. This wasn't fully mined out. It was already kind of like iffy. I had just put a guideline around. So I just created the guideline and then started just mining on what places needs to be. So like all this hold on here, of course, that was naturally generated, and like all of this that I've dug out so far, I think was about to like where the dirt is right here, not the top dirts, but it kind of like leveled out underneath the spruce planks. So I thought it was gonna be kind of an easier project, but at the same time, like when I look down here, I'm like, oh, we have a long way to go. When what helps is definitely this, like these little creators, because now it gives me more incentive of like it's not too much. And I really don't know how I'm gonna do it this side because I don't know if I want to keep a lot of the mountain, and then only just dig down and build through there. Because lag. I could just do it like that, where like all of these just go all the way down. I don't take care of anything outside of this border, only inside the border that I put for the guidelines. But then it kind of covers up the idea of like what I want to go for. But then at the same time, it also kind of like it just feels it would kind of maybe look a lot more cleaner. But we'd have to see because these outlines for the walls are very different, or might be very different. I don't have an exact idea. I wanted to do something a little like castle rustic like that looks like a tower kind of going through this mountain. But sometimes I think that a more of a modern look would be really nice. But I'm still figuring out the details for this build. I'm just kind of putting down ideas and baseline of what I want to do as I go. Because like this middle between each of these pillars, because it's 4 cobblestone, I meant to put 3, so it has like an even middle. But it is what it is, so I don't want to rechange everything, so I'm gonna do it differently. So between these 2 cobblestone pillars, I was thinking of either doing glass all the way down, or just having different layers, or I don't know exactly yet. Like it'll all come to me when I start doing it because I can do like all the way glass down. But if I have different floor layers, I would have to like kind of section each off between the glasses. So it's like, if I do that, do I want to? I don't have wood on me right now, but it's like if I'm doing that, let's say this is a layer. Do I want this to be covered like that, and then glass, and then this is another layer, so then cover that. So like each layer be separated by windows and everything. Like, it just really depends. It's gonna be a huge tower. And like I said, like going into this, my main idea was like a rustic castle type of tower. It just kind of comes from the ground all the way up through this mountain, which the idea is really cool. The execution, we shall see. Like that's gonna take. That's gonna be something that kind of comes through as I keep going. That's it. I don't know if I want to do like any add-ons to the outside of the layer. So like once I finish all this outline, it goes all the way down, build everything. Like I don't know if I want to decorate the outside of it, or if I want it to just be a plain cylinder that's going all the way down. Cause like that works, which is perfectly fine. Like I do not mind that. It's just like should this build have details? Oh oh, that was did not. I like okay, that was my fault. I did not react fast enough. I don't even know if I had the water bottle in my hot bar. That was foul. That was so bad. And yeah, there's a shit ton more iron right there. Like mountains are just goaded for iron. You need iron, just go to the mountain biomes. Easy. Is that a bow? Oh, that's my fishing rod. There was a skeleton down here the other day. God damn it. So embarrassing, man. I had a decent amount of XP. Damn. I also need to make an XP farm. Which probably I don't know how to answer it because I have yet to find a what's it called? I have yet to find any spawners on my own. Like the other people that I play with in this world, they found shit. But I've just been prioritizing building. I feel like I always do that. I always prioritize the building first, and then I just kind of like come up so late when it comes to having other gear and shit. But I like building in my life. It's very peaceful. It's just kind of stressful when you don't have everything. And like, I should have prioritized everything, but then you didn't. I was making sure that nothing was stuck between those blocks. I don't want to check against like there's a lot of space on top of there and below here. Like I can easily replicate this on this side or create something different on that side. It just all really depends. Like there's so many ideas, so many things that I can do that it's kind of like it's like what should I do first? Do I do this idea? Do I do that idea? Etc. etc. I think you're gonna hear a lot of chair noises because this chair is for some reason kind of loud. I think I need to tighten some of the screws again. But, I don't know. Like I feel like this is really nice for like a base, you know, having everything up there. Main area. I kind of like how this one looks over here. I like more of how this one peeks out compared to how this one had done. Because this is a very, like, kind of leveled area. But the peak of the mountain, it doesn't really come out too much. It's only a small bit. I think on the other side of the mountain, it might be the same way. But, like, compared to this one, it has a whole lot more of, like, a lip. Which I don't really want to look at. Because this also creates a lot more of, like, things that I can do. It's a lot more flat up there. And it's not as rugged as compared to up there where I had to dig out a lot more. And then like this cavern that's created between this, like so much you can do. Like I wonder, like I don't like I'm not trying to get ahead of myself with ideas, but it's like I wonder what I could do here. Actually, I want to look at top. I'm supposed to be building it. Got distracted. It is what it is. Do I have any dirt? I do have dirt. It's actually not that bad. then you could also probably connect this to that, and then kind of flatten that area out too. It's actually kind of nice because it gives you a lot more spacing up there. Because you see how it kind of like curves and dips, and it like has to come up on this hill, and then the mountain is the mountain, but it's like from where there is to there, like where like the actual like I think it's the y-axis on my crosshair. It's like all right there if me going left and right, like all of that can be flattened up to about there, but like everything else kind of naturally goes down. But it's like I sometimes prefer this more natural flattened look, but then that kind of creates problems of like now you have too much space. What the fuck can you build compared to a limited space, and you're like, and you have more of a creativity because it's like how you how does how do you create, build, or make something that fits in that area? Oh, I'm gonna take care of you. I play Minecraft a lot more, just like for the creation aspect than I do for the actual anything else. That's just how it's been for me. Oh, shit, that is bad. That is bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. You gotta get out of here. It was not safe. I must leave. It's always been fun. I enjoy it because it's so fun. Like different styles of houses. I really like a rustic house or cabin. I will periodically go back in there. Just depends on what I'm building. It just depends on what I'm building. What I feel like. I've made a couple modern houses over time, or like modern designs and ideas in Minecraft. At some point, like I have to find like some of like my best builds and then share them. But probably some of my best builds are probably lost though. Like I've had multiple I've had multiple worlds. Some of them have gotten deleted beforehand. So there probably is a lot of builds lost. So builds not even in my own world. It just happens sometimes where like not even in my own world, somebody else's world that I end up having like I spend the most time building, and I just come up with random shit. And I think one time I had a tree build where I just like kind of created this like tree home. I don't think I ever finished it though. I think it was like coming out decent, and I left it, and then I decided to make something else. It happens a lot where I just decided to switch what I'm building. So I also need to organize my chests. There you go. I really wish I could use my keyboard right now, but I'm kind of lazy and I don't have I have my microphone connected to my PlayStation. And like another reason like why I only choose to do PlayStation sometimes for like streaming and just videos in general is just mainly because it's a lot more sustainable for me at the moment. I don't have to worry about my fucking laptop crashing when I'm using the PS4. So that's kind of why. Give me this. I also died with my iron axe and it never came back. I just lost it. Oh yeah, we have 20 pieces of iron. Do I have any more iron? I don't. Yeah, I can't. I need to make another. I need to make stone pickaxes. That's gonna help. Also, I would like to say I do not like acacia planks. I am not the biggest fan of them, but like they're nice. They can definitely be used for certain builds, and like I've used them in builds. I've used them in like certain palettes and color places, and they're not bad at all. It's just my least favorite wood type. My most favorite spruce. I mean, yeah, I would say my most favorite spruce and my second favorite is probably the cherry trees, because the cherry trees has a lot more of a color, which I love, and it helps for vibrant builds and stuff. I have an azalea. I should probably plant this later. I don't want to plant it here because it's kind of compact right. Kind of compact right here. Like I have all these trees right here, and then all these sweet berries. I need to break down those trees at some point. That's for sure. saying outside. Did I even make those pickaxes? I didn't. Oh, I'm so dumb. That's okay though. Sometimes I need to like double check on the guideline. I like going from the sides in sometimes because it just kind of helps me keep track of my guideline and where it is. And I just kind of dig towards the middle, kind of let everything become hollow. I do not trust any form of gravel. I do not care. Okay, we good. Okay, we're good. I just don't trust gravel now. Any little bit of gravel, I am not trusting. I cannot afford to trust it. I only have 5 XP. That is not good. I need so much more if I'm gonna enchant. I also need to make like an animal farm because it always happens that I run low on food every time in Minecraft. I think the only good thing about the actual like regular farms and everything for like veggies and just in general planting in Minecraft, I don't really think it's 100% sustainable for just like regular food, like just day to day. Like bread probably, and yeah, probably bread. Unless you make like stew, I think stew helps a lot because Minecraft hunger is very. I mean, it's not a complex fucking system at all. It's basic. It just only goes on 2 things: the amount of food that gets not depleted. The food that gets added to your food bar, and then I think it's not depletion. The not hunger. I forgot the exact name, but it's basically the sustainability, like how much it sustains your character. So like if you eat a piece of steak, I'm pretty sure it's like 3 to 4 bars of hunger, but then it's like running around and jumping, you lose hunger less often because that food sustains your hunger bar a lot more. So like me running around right now, it's not depleting it as fast, but at some point soon it'll start to run out. Um, and the same thing happens with like golden carrots, sweet berries, and potatoes and carrots. Like if it gives you low food, there's a chance that it's gonna have a lower sustainability. So then you won't be able to, or your hunger bar will lose faster if it's not enough for sustainability. At least that's what I remember how hunger works. I need to put these away. I don't know why I'm carrying the sweet berries on me. Take the sticks though. I am gonna need those. I need to create a couple more. I will make all 5 of these because I need them. Sorry, I'm looking at things. Alright, we have all these pickaxes. I could create one more. 3, 4, 5. Nah. Long time. I hate stone pickaxes. I mean, they don't break things as slow as iron. I think iron's like a 1.5 increase um, on the speed because like that amount of time it'd be broken like in half that time. I would assume. I think so. I mean, I would assume it's a 1.5 increase of speed, on block breaking speed that is. But I guess it also depends on like haste, because I don't know how like I don't really know how much of an increase haste has. Like I genuinely wonder like how much of a mining increase do you have with haste? Because if you pair haste with an efficiency 5, that's kind of overpowered. like that's some like next level shit. Like it's almost not. I wouldn't say exactly creative like breaking, but it's close. It's as close as you can get. At least with a shovel, you can get. I think you can get to about creative breaking with a shovel if you have efficiency 5 and is this a goal? Yeah, it goes up to 5. Efficiency 5 and haste 2, which I'm pretty sure you need a beacon for that anyway. Which beacons take a decent amount of time. I mean, beacons aren't the hardest thing to make. I'd say beacons are like probably like second easiest. Am I in the guidelines? Yeah, cause where these cobblestones are at the outside, that's where the walls sit. So yeah, this should be guideline. Yep. You just dig down, create the guideline, and these little trenches, so you just follow it and then just dig inwards. Like this is perfect right here, but like this wall probably has to get changed because it is a certain building. Because like I do not have an idea of how like the main like walls are gonna be. I don't really have an idea as compared to the sides, these little corners. Because like for the corners, I wanted to like I kind of came up with them really quickly. Kind of like decided like what worked best, what fits the best. That's kind of how I work on those. Is I just kind of figure out what I think is gonna work, what looks best, which just feels right. I just manage that. I don't have like a full on expectance of like I'm gonna do it like this, exactly like that. I have an exact like 1-to-1 ratio of what I'm gonna build, and I'm just kind of like placing shit as I fucking go. So like here, like if I want to, I'll be like at some point be like, yeah, maybe if I do this here, it could look better. Like it just really depends. Which actually I just an idea was um doing like I'm just following the guideline again, but like having an out not an outdoor area, but like a little porch area here, so that like it bulges outwards on these little corners, and it creates this like this almost like well it kind of creates like a platform look. But if I bring these out and do this, these corners I can use as like elevators, or in quotes elevators, in the sense that it'll help. I can do like these in each corner. I can do a water elevator, which just shoots you up to the main floor, or depending on each floor. But then the only issue with that is actually going up each floor with that elevator. Compared to if I mean, like I could have a way down and up, but I think ladders might be a lot more easy. I'll work that out, like a transportation system up and down throughout this building later on when I actually can do it. Dude, I don't have much here. My shit is my shit is kind of bugged. Or not bugged. It's just low right now. Like over time, I'll figure it out. But right now, it's kind of just iffy. Hold on, I need to change something in my audio sharing. Video clips from broadcast will. Wait, what? This overrides the settings for. I have, huh? Oh, okay, okay. I think that'll work. Both microphone, audio, and gameplay. It should not give me an issue with joining parties because that's the thing that's happening. That happens a lot. I mean, I don't mind about it. It's just if I'm streaming with like certain people that like people that just don't stream or don't do any like content or aren't used to it, I wouldn't want to share their shit only because of that. Like it's more of just like a trying to like differentiate the not differentiate but kind of like separate it so like nobody feels uncomfortable while I'm streaming if I'm not doing it. I just do that because it's like it's a lot more easier compared to people where I do stream why I use both of those stone pickaxes. How long have I been streaming? It usually tells me, but I don't know why not. I mean, I guess it tells me when I have the display messages on, which I hate having the display messages on the PlayStation because it makes the screen like smaller because it's like just this big bar on the bottom, and then like this like it takes up like this little corner of the screen here would probably be where the Minecraft gameplay is at, and it just kind of distracts from the actual gameplay than compared to having the a little pop out here that just reads it to me. I think streaming on PS5 is a lot more cleaner. I don't know though. I have not tested that because I don't have a PS5. Maybe because I know games. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. You did this last time. I gotta run. Oh my god. It happened again. This is the second time I got to a witch. Going dance. Oh, the spider jockey. The spider jockey. Why? Why me? Shit. Ah, you fucker. Shit. This is not good. This is not good one fucking bit. Are you kidding me? How? Bro, all because nobody wanted to sleep. Oh, I just lost so many levels. I think I just lost all my levels. At least I got glowstone, right? Glowstone. Ooh, it's so shit. So shit. Everything. I hope it's everything. Okay. Now, put my swords back there. There. Actually, give me these because they are way less on durability. I don't need spider eyes. Always getting pulled up on when I'm just trying to enjoy my day. You know, just trying to build, enjoy my session, and then motherfuckers just out to get me. It always happens. I love Minecraft, bro. It's so good. It's so fun. It's the easiest game with the less stress inducing compared to Fortnite and Call of Duty. And that's why I play Fortnite. It just I'm not shit at it, but I'm like great at it. So that's where I stand when it comes to Fortnite. Like I know that I can be better at the game, but I choose to. Not really, because again, at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. Like I'm pretty sure if I really focus like a good like week or two, I can get pretty decent. But it's just not worth it. I mean, it could be worth it. Like I have fun with it. It's just for me, I just never really spent a lot of time just playing Fortnite for like a week or two straight. Because it takes like it's not the fact of like having to play the game. It's just the fact of like having to like swap settings, figure out my settings. Like you become comfortable once you know your settings. But like the more you play, the more you fine tune your settings. It's like it does take time to fine tune settings. Like that's why I it's stupid, but I prefer to like tune my settings sometimes mid matches, only because it's just better. It just feels better to fine tune during the match when you can, because there's been times where like my ADS my ADS sensitivity was very like high, and like mid match I turned it down little by little
Ricky, hi.
after each fight. So like, after each fight in Fortnite, I would just fine tune my settings, and I found like a better base option that I actually play on compared to like I don't know. I think that's what I hate about games sometimes. It's like just finding the right settings. And that's why I switch between keyboard and mouse and controller. Like it's just for both. I like both. Oh damn! You motherfucker! You motherfucker! I saw you down there. Let me eat real quick. I don't actually. I mean, I'll go for it. I do not want to fight a baby zombie on low health after I just got knocked down by like a spider jockey and What was it? It was the witch. It's like I have the worst luck sometimes. Like I'm not even doing much. I'm just minding my business in Minecraft. Actually, I didn't know how much I have. Minecraft challenges. It's a zombie with a gold crown. I also I changed his gold crowns or gold helmets crowns. Cause I thought it was like nice. Did he die? He died. Did he drop his crown? Don't look like it.
Riggy, the name is Riggy.
Riggy? The name's Riggy. Hello. Do I have gold? I kind of want to build. If I'm gonna, I do have gold. I do have plans to build another. I have a plans, okay? At some point I will. Is it worth making a gold crown? Like I could probably go and make like a regular golden apple, but I mean, the crown is kind of cool. I don't know. I get more gold maybe at some point. Oh, that's gonna make emeralds. I don't have enough shit to buy more stuff. I could make a golden apple if that happens. I'll make a golden apple. Black rock. My skin's a pyre or something. It looks like it's part of my skin. It doesn't really change much. I kind of like that look. Alright, let's rebalance now. Actually, I forgot. Gold does not take damage. It does not take damage. That shit will break on me in like a couple of hits. Gold helmets and boots I think are like the worst fucking pieces of armor you can get. Like this sword probably broke, but I don't want it to, because it's the only sharpest sword I have. The only one. What? Okay, just stopped raining. How long have I been streaming for? I don't even remember. I don't even know. It should have been. I mean, I don't know. Maybe? Not even an hour? I don't even think it tells me sometimes. Oh, it's been almost an hour. 32 minutes ain't so bad. I'll probably like, if any, like at some point I will stop stream only because I want to keep streaming, but I feel like pacing myself is like a really good thing of like doing like hour streams and then like building up to longer ones. Cause I used to do fucking like 3 hour, 4 hour streams like nobody's business. Like I was easily doing it, and then I got so burnt out over time when it came to content and streaming. And I feel like just taking it slower, like hour-ish streams, and kind of building up feels better. Because I'm not a very like I don't know. Oh my fucking god, where did you come from? Where the fuck did you come from? He just pulled up an armor. Ah shit. You fucker. You have shit aim with that bow. He drops his bow. What do you have? I'm breaking one. I mean, I'll take it, but that was kind of ass. It's like a cord, not even a quarter. Oh, I was like, what the fuck hit me? It's the stupid fucking arrows. I always forget that they drop on you. Like even just walking into it like that. At least I got another way. Okay, I think I've done so much here. I'm actually kind of proud of this. It's getting somewhere, and I'm liking it. It's just hollowing this area out. That's all it is. But I'm happy with it. It's getting there. Well, from where? Is that this? I think okay. It was just this. Then I'll take the coal. I think I did. But that should be the okay. Yeah. first it was hard to tell like which area was which because like all of this running down this stone, like that's just part of the mountain. Everything that's cobblestone right there is just shit that I placed down. So over time, we'll start replacing it. The thing that's gonna suck is replacing the stone with cobblestone because it's just breaking it and replacing it, which is kind of annoying. You're just it's just you already have the cobblestone, so at that point you can just break it, replace it. You don't even have to have cobblestone in your inventory unless you're doing extra shit. At least want to get this little corner chunk out. I think that's all I really care about right now. This little corner. Cause like here, like I mean I'm gonna grab that iron at some point, but just to create like this outline of where it's actually gonna be for everything, like that works. See, and, like you just kind of follow that because then it's just easier for me to like kind of dig around it. Make sure there's like nothing below me that I can fall into. Because earlier I fell through right there because there's gravel, and it just fucking dropped me onto the fucking bottom of the mountain and I died. Lost like 10 levels. But this is actually some pretty decent progress. I'm definitely gonna continue this. I guess off camera, not really, because what I've been doing recently, or I've just been recording, and if I like it enough to be a video, then I'll fucking I need to stop swearing as much. I mean, I don't really care. I don't care on streams and YouTube, but like in general, like I'll record things just to record it, like not even like plan the video. I'll just hit the record button, and if it comes out good enough, where I'm like, oh, you know, this could be something, I'll edit it, I'll post it, because sometimes it's just kind of better. Like I definitely want to do more like curated plans where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this video on this subject or on this game. Like I want to do that, but I don't think I'm there yet. Like in the sense of like I need to kind of build myself back up for this in a sense of like I just want to start easy. I just want to start easy again. That's why I chose streams. It's just easier to stream, just to say shit, and then you know if I want to, if I like the stream, I could bring it down into a video and edit it. Like it's a lot more easier. There's usually, you know, to some people that's kind of hard. You know, like how are you gonna take like over an hour long video and edit it down? Like that takes forever. It does take forever, but it just really depends on the type of video. I think the reason why streams are so much easier is because even though a stream can be long, like if there's an hour stream, most likely your stream's gonna end up being not even like 10 minutes. It's gonna be less than 10 minutes, depending on how much on like what you're streaming and who you're streaming with, and or if you're streaming alone. Like if I'm like this stream right here, me playing Minecraft, there is nothing to condense down into an editing video. Like there's nothing that seems very like interesting enough to be put in a video, but then that's why it's a stream, because it takes these boring parts of the gameplay and then actually it just shows you, which is the reason why I like streaming too, because it's a lot more open connectivity and a lot more open, like just more open for anything. You can switch between games if you want to, depending on how you're streaming and what you're streaming. Like who gives a fuck compared to videos? You know, you set a video, you edit it, it's based on that one game. I mean, you can do videos where like you go between games and best of moments, which is most videos nowadays. But it's like when it comes to streaming and like videos of just playing with friends and hitting record, it comes down to the end of the day of like what moments do I find funny? What moments do I find the best? And like that's what makes those videos easier, is because the parts that you know or you feel are the best, you just cut around it. You save the parts and you make it work. And like again with streaming is like streaming is mainly, I wouldn't say boring. Like it's interesting of course, but cutting bare bones down into a video, or like from the bare bones of it, it can be boring in the concept of it's just a hour long plus of you playing a game, and like you're talking to people like through the chats, which is perfectly fine, but it's in the sense that you don't have a lot of control, or you don't have a lot of like say of how the video goes compared to just like hitting record and then you can kind of do whatever. a stream, you're just streaming. You're just saying shit. You're just talking. You're just doing stuff. And then that's more people just again is the fact of streaming is that you just kind of streaming to hang out with your viewers, hang out with people, talk to people, and compared to videos where you sit down, you hit record, and talking to a microphone, which is the same thing here, but at least you're talking, you're conversating with other people in a way, and I think that's what kind of differentiates streaming through video as well, is that there's more of a community between streaming because it feels a lot more like closer to the streamer, which is not an incentive to parasocial relationships, like that does not give any right to, but it does give right for like, oh, this streamer, I enjoy watching this streamer, and I feel involved with the community. Like it's nice to communicate with other people that I never thought I'd talk to. I like whether or not it becomes like online friends or just people you talk to here and there, just random people you just talk to for that one time on a stream. Like it's just those little interactions is what makes it fun because it's like it keeps you sustained as a human. Having conversations, doing certain things like that. Like it's just sustainability for being human, having emotions, talking to people through certain conversations, through any communication way, and it just brings out more. You'll learn more, especially if you listen to other people or you hear out other people. Like you'll find people who are gonna help or might end up teaching you like certain skill sets that you didn't know about or certain things that you're trying to get into, and it just happens. It works out that way. It's just how shit happens, and it's fun. It's fun. Like there's no doubt about it. Like there's gonna be some people that you're not gonna like, some people that are gonna hurt you. That's fine. You gotta give it the it is what it is because it is what it is. You have to take that over time. You play like like hurt me in this way. Like emotionally, they made me feel like I was not enough. But it's like you are enough. And later on, you're like, you come to notice that, or it's like, oh, I am enough. It's just the situation went awry, and it just both people weren't in a good space to try to level it out. You shouldn't try to level something out if two people aren't really ready for that. And I mean, I would assume because there's so many situations that are so different. Like things could go any way. So it's like you can't say like for an exact situation you got to do this, you got to do that. But it is important that like the things that have happened, the things that you learn from, you implement that into certain situations that feel familiar to before. Because now when you're going through that challenge, you're facing that challenge. Now you're like, oh shit, I'm like now I know how to slightly deal with this more. Like now I kind of know my way around. Somebody thinks I'm useless because they don't want me. They're using me. That I'm gonna leave. Which like, and a lot of people like I understand like that whole thing where it's like. But you feel wrong. You feel, which I understand that. You're in some ways it's very empathetic, and it's very it's very like just compassionate. You're like, how can I just leave somebody? Like it just doesn't feel right, which is perfectly fine to feel, but it comes to a point where it's like you can't just constantly people please. You can't constantly be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay because I have to because I need you to be okay. Where it's like, what about yourself? Like, don't you need to be okay? Like, you yourself? Holy shit. There's street peepers. This is my chance. Oh, fuck. Okay, I fucked it up, but whatever. But, the situations happen, and when, over time, as you get through them, and as you learn through them, and realize and reconcile with yourself, because sometimes it's going to be hard to reconcile with other people, which sometimes is not meant to be. Sometimes you're not supposed to. You can feel you can forgive them and forget later on. Will they do the same to you? Who knows? You'll never know that if you guys never have contact, which is perfectly fine. Not having contact with somebody and being able to forgive them and just forget it is something that you do, something that you get to choose, which is very important because you choosing to let that go is. It will kind of releases a lot of pressure that's on your body or that's on your mental because now you're like, okay, what's next? What's the next step in this life? What's the next step in this day that I chose to forget about this person or forget about the situations me and this person had? What's done is done. Like you get to choose with more clarity of like, I'm gonna do this. I you that this world is gonna offer me this. I am capable of being somebody today that I was months ago, yesterday, an hour ago. Because each hour, each second, each minute, whatever, you're constantly making new decisions. You're constantly saying new things, and that kind of affects the way that you think. The consistency of you saying and speaking things out in life, or just to yourself, really does have an effect on you. You constantly say that you're not worth it when you are, and then that brings you down because you're like, I'm not worth it, I'm not worth it, and now you're telling yourself, because it hits harder when it comes from yourself, where you're like, I'm not worth it. Hits harder from other people because somebody else said it to you. So it's like, if somebody else said it, then it must be true. So you start saying it to yourself, and then you believe it. When in reality, it's like you probably aren't at all anyway. Like you probably just have like you feel useless because nothing's going on that's great for you. When it's like, yo, there's so much shit that you can see, that you can feel, that you can touch, that you can smell and taste. It's like there's a big variety of things that you can do in this life, and that's what's amazing. It's something that gives you an incentive of like, I can do a lot. I can figure it out. Like I can figure out what I'm good at, and that's important. Figuring out what you're good at, creating or for someone you love, sharing that love out into the world, like creating this. A lot of people do music because it's something that removes part of themselves or that speaks part of themselves, and so it just feels a lot better. And like kind of like I guess in a sense some people look for their purpose, but even then at the end of the day, it's like your purpose is always gonna lie within you. You can't go to somebody and find your purpose. You can find a purpose through somebody in a sense of like you talk to somebody, you get close to somebody, and whether or not it's friends or more, maybe this person is being in your life. It's like okay, now you're learning through the situations you've been with them. Now you're learning like okay, I'm now seeing more about myself. Like I'm this, I'm that, and then it's kind of up to you to dig deeper into yourself within that too. It's like if you start to realize that you feel a lot more free, you feel a lot more like yourself with somebody, you also should feel that way when you're not with somebody. So it's kind of like also another incentive of like, how can I dig deeper into myself to really just understand that, or to really just find myself? Because so many people think they know who they are, and then later on they're like, I don't. And it's like not to say like, oh, it's gonna happen. Like you should be worried. No, it's just more of a thing that like some people have that. Some people go so long without knowing a purpose, without figuring themselves out, and kind of really breaks you a lot because you go into like the mindset of like just kind of constant of like negative thoughts, which is not good at all. So it's like while you can or when you can, like take the time for you, figure out like what do you want in life. What's your definition of happiness? What's your definition of success? What's your definition of being this and being that? Like what's something that you love to do? What's something that brings you joy? What's something that makes you excited? Like you find these things out as you go, as you look into yourself, and then over time when you start to realize these things, now you're like, oh, okay, so now where do I go from this? And you start applying that into your life. Brings me joy. For example, like if that's like something that you enjoy, then keep doing it. I enjoy going on bike rides. It makes me feel free. It makes me have fun. It makes me feel like I don't know, like you're at nature because you're just riding a bike. You don't have to be staring at a phone all the time. And it's like that's something that really shows a lot. And it's like okay, maybe you increase the time limit that you're bike riding. Maybe you use that time to be more productive. Maybe you start using your bike more. You're gonna use your bike to go to a close by store or something. Like these small little things affect your life, you know? And I think that's what's crazy is like so many things, small to big, can affect you. And it's like so much can happen today, tomorrow, next week. It's like things is this, but it's also like the things you can control within yourself. It's way better because now you have that incentive that like that you're able to be you without anything affecting it, because now you have this feel of like shit's gonna happen. So how can I give myself the best moments? How can I create my fun and best moments in life instead of letting the world give it to me? How can I go out? How can I do it so that I have fun on my own terms? Because that's what it is about. Like, you're gonna have fun on your own terms. If you have fun making music, you're gonna keep making music because it's having fun on your terms. You're expressing enjoying the process. And that's the thing about life is you have to express and enjoy the process of life in order to really like substantiate or be substantial in who you are and what you want to be. Because you keep losing it. You keep losing it if you just constantly stay in one spot and not realize certain things, which happens to people. And it's not saying it's a, I mean, not necessarily it's a bad thing, but it just happens. And it's not a great thing because it really stunts your growth mentally and as a person, as a person as well. As a person, you're able to go through different things and experience different things and learn and mature. And it's like if you don't allow yourself to go through certain things, like things are gonna happen. If you don't allow yourself to go through it and learn from it, I know it's hard. It's always gonna be hard for a lot of situations. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to get through one tomorrow. Like if you're in a situation right now, it doesn't mean you have to get through it within this second, this hour, this fucking minute, the next day, next week. It takes time. It just takes time to go through a situation. It just all matters in how you handle it and how you take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is one of the most important things that you should ever do. No matter if it's mental, physical, the area that you're in. And I think like that's something that like, I really took into account when I moved was the area I'm in. My room before was I had like a really big room, but I felt so dull because I didn't have much else. Like it was a big space, but I didn't prioritize that space at the time. And then when I moved and my room was significantly smaller to that room, it kind of made me realize like I had a lot before, but that's over. What can I do with this space? And so like that gave me an idea of like I need to maximize this space for being relaxed, for feeling comfortable, but also for productivity. And it's like it's kind of like a similar thing with yourself. It's like over time, it's like how can you kind of like heal parts of yourself? Like what parts? Like example, if you're dealing with a situation from a past relationship, necessarily or even though you moved on from said person, you still have these guilts and these feelings of the situation that happened. You could be over a person, but not over the situation because the situation caused you a lot of pain. Through that later on, you can figure out like what really happened in that situation by digging into yourself. Like what did you do in that situation? Were you bystanding? Were you in the middle of it? Were you just observing it? If you're just observing it, there's nothing you can do. You have to learn to kind of let go with it and find a way to let it go and let it flow out of you. You're in the middle of that situation. Could you if it's a you let it go, let it flow. You were able to control it. You did it. You didn't know how to. That's okay. Maybe now that you're looking back at it and you're letting it go slowly, you're figuring out like I could have done this, but I didn't. But remember that because now, if you have a similar situation, and now you have more of an idea of how to handle a situation, mainly for yourself because you are going to be important to you. Somebody else in a situation isn't really going to be important depending on the situation. And if it's like something that just happened that was you between you and somebody else, it's also going to be the same way. Whether or not you had a control on it, you have to slowly let go. Which is this is all just like basic just shit because there's so much more that digs deeper into it that like anybody can say because there's so many levels to it. It's not just what I'm saying that's a base level. It's just like a factor of different things kind of bunched into one, but there is so many other ways to learn more about it, to handle it, like talking to somebody else, therapy, different types of just different types of things. Like just fucking talking to people is socializing. Like that's how you also learn things and learn more about yourself. It's like being able to talk to people. It's like now you're realizing like parts of yourself, like, oh, I'm able to conversate more because I feel comfortable with this person. But why did they make me feel comfortable? Because this and then that. But it's like, am I comfortable with myself? And it's like I'm comfortable with this part of myself and this part of myself. I don't like this part of myself because it doesn't serve me. So you just drop it over time. You just kind of drop it, and you find something better to replace that. Like I had I want I used to, I used to do drawings. I used to do like art, but over time it didn't really fulfill me. It wasn't it was fun, but it just wasn't something that I enjoyed anymore. It was something that I wasn't really comfortable with myself with because I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't comfortable for me. It wasn't comfortable for my headspace because it was fun. Like I said, it was fun. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't me. It wasn't part of me. If art's a part of you, drawing and coloring and writing, or like drawing and shit like that, like traditional drawings, whatever the fuck, if it feels comfortable for you in the sense of like you feel like you're with it, like it's flowing with you, that's good. Because it took me so long to switch between these things. Like I had done music, writing, uh, social media content. Like it all takes time, and like now I feel like I'm more in pace of the stuff. Like now I enjoy like what I'm doing. I enjoy making the music I make. The shit that I write. I mean, I haven't really been writing as much right now, but the shit that I write, when I really focus on it, is something that I enjoy, something that I find beautiful. Even gaming and creating content, like I've had such a low with it, but like recently trying and trying, like just pressing record, recording whatever the fuck I'm doing, and then looking back on it. If I find like clips or things that I'm enjoying, then I'll put it into an editing compilation, and like I'll work on it over time to create something that I enjoy. And that's something too. Is like if you enjoy something that you're creating, take the time on it. Really work on it. You know, give yourself those breaks too, because you don't want to overwork yourself to the point where you you burn out. Like that's like the worst thing you can do. Burning yourself out creatively, it hurts so much. It causes so much pain and a sense of stagnant, in a sense of being stagnant, because you become stagnant in that pain and in that dwelling to the point where it's like you feel like you can't get out of it when you can. And it's like, and that's like another thing with being burnt out as a creative is like if you're burnt out creatively, you feel like you're losing all the passion and all sense of it. You feel like you just can't do it no more. And that's not the case. The case is probably that you've overworked your mind and your body so much that now you're like you're kind of in this desert zone of like of you don't know what to do. It's like a fogginess. It's a haze. You don't know what to do anymore because you feel so drained from it. Where it's like, is it because you don't like it anymore because it feels like a chore to you, or is it because you're allowing it? Like, if it feels like a chore, if it feels like work, then maybe take a break. It's always okay to take a break from what you're doing. You know, it's just a matter of fact of how you get back on the saddle and how you cooperate within it. You can do so much shit, but yeah, it would be like that. It is what it is. Life be life. Kind of figure it out as we go. I just went on a tangent. It happens. But I'm gonna end off stream for today. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, goodbye. Goodbye for today's stream, I guess.